How's it going, everybody? I am back in Fallout 4, and this time I'm going to be building another house and also some farms, uh, a farm type area, someplace for them to grow some food and stuff. So this is going to be a continuation of like the housing. There's going to be a few episodes of me just building housing, pretty much. At least like these like shack type of houses and stuff. There'll be a few videos of this, so you can expect that from me. But this is mainly one house and then really just like rooftop access from this side of the settlement. I did download a mod recently, All Settlements Expanded. I've not used that one up until now, mainly just because I wanted to do like vanilla settlements, but I recently kind of wanted to do something more. Like I was thinking about doing a settlement like that's not an actual settlement using like the Workshop Anywhere mod or something like that. And so since I had thought about even doing that, I just figured that like there's no reason not to use the settlements expanded mod. All it does is pretty much increases the height limit here, and then also it like expands the settlement down to the water. I'm not sure if I'll do much outside of this area, like this back alley and stuff, but like I do at least want to have all of the housing back here. If I do anything out front, it may like just thinking about it now, like going through, I might do like the traders and stuff out there, but I'll have to like block it off and stuff obviously because there are raiders like not too far away. So I'll have to figure out what I'm gonna do down there. But the mod also says that it fixes the like pathing and stuff for the settlers, so they'll use the full settlement area, including the new areas that are unlocked. So hopefully it actually does work that way, and they'll actually walk around out there because it makes the settlement pretty massive. It actually extends it all the way down to the water on the other side of the road, and then on the entrance on this side to my right here, it extends it out to almost that building. Like if you walk out of the entrance and walk straight forward, there is a building eventually. That's the building that it almost extends it all the way out to. And similar to all of the other houses I did, this is a really simple one. That's what a lot of the houses in this area are going to be like, is really simple, like this one right here, or like those over there on the right. Uh, Nothing like super crazy, you know? Because I'm going to make this like a pretty packed settlement, and so I'm going to need a lot of different housing and stuff. So I think that I end up adding 2 beds here, so it'll put the beds up to 15. And then I've got another set of houses that I'm going to do on the left right there. Just another like lifted area, you know. And I've got some ideas, so we'll see how that turns out. Hopefully it turns out pretty good, and hopefully you guys like it. But uh, just to make pathing a little bit easier, uh, I end up placing a shack bridge right here. I have a set of stairs off of the housing in the lower area leading up to this one. And then I just put a scaffolding floor that leads to this shack bridge to these 2 shack walls and roofs. And then to continue, because this piece of metal that I'm covering up right here, this piece of metal is like not actually there, I guess. It's not actually like a object. For some reason, when you walk over it, you fall through it. It's you can't delete it or anything like that. That's the piece that No Respawns is stuck on in his. I'm just going to leave this roof bit here because I want to have housing kind of built up the side of the buildings and stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited how this turns out, actually. It's really simple. So I mean, it's nothing like insane. Like it doesn't require like a bunch of mods or really a bunch of skill or anything. This one's right here. I catch myself before I do it. I realize where I have my place anywhere tool, and I go, oh, okay, I need to turn this around because I do not want to lose place anywhere tool in that wall. And then I just use the place anywhere tool to line this up. I'm trying to get it right there on that piece and then try to get it lined up against the wall. So you can see it lines up pretty evenly with the shack roof. And what I do for that, oh, right here, I wanted to put some floors in without using just like plywood or something. I have noticed that I've used a lot less plywood. You guys have probably noticed as well. I don't just make like whole buildings and roofs or floors and roofs out of plywood anymore. I've been trying to use more of these pieces, like actual floor pieces, because just using the like plywood pieces definitely eats up a lot of your build limit first, and then also like that can cause like frame problems and stuff later. So to save myself the trouble, I just end up using these floors as plywood or as like the pieces to cover up. And I do realize that like these take up as much build limit, whatever, but at least I can cover a larger area with a floor rather than like a piece of plywood or like 3 or 4 pieces of plywood just to fill up one area that would regularly be like one floor or one roof, you know. Filling in gaps and stuff, I don't mind using plywood or anything, but just for the most part, I'm trying to stay away from it if I can. And you'll notice that I do what I just did right there a lot in this build because it's hard to use place anywhere up here. There's nowhere to actually sit anything down. And then if you try to use place anywhere on top of anything, like it won't let you place anything on top of like for some reason half the objects that I try to place, I don't know what it is exactly, but it won't let me actually place the objects down on like the shack bridges or the stuff like that. And then trying to like pick it up with place anywhere, it would be also impossible because I it would just end up I would end up getting the wrong things picked up. It would pick up like the floor or something that the item is sitting on top of. The place anywhere tool from Quappa, for some reason, it stopped telling me the object I'm actually trying to pick up. It'll tell me some other object or like it'll be blanked out, which like some objects that makes sense because some objects don't actually have like the proper names and stuff like that. So I get that that might happen sometimes, but like there are occasions where I'll go to pick up something and it'll give me the name of something completely different. And at this point, I've just started to hope that like it'll actually pick up the correct object so that I don't have to worry about it. And right here, I'm just putting down a Covenant um, turret stand so that I can place down. I think I use a shack bridge, but I grab one of these smaller stairs. I use a lot of these smaller stairs, and the reason I do that is because you can't sink the taller stairs very well. Because there's a problem in this settlement with sinking objects. Even like if it's using place anywhere, it still won't let you sink the object lower than like a certain amount. I don't know exactly what the problem is or why it does that, but that's an issue that I run into here, even with the settlement expanded or anything like that. Uh, but right there, like I just said a minute ago, I've been running into issues. I just picked up that shack bridge and it picked up the other shack bridge next to it. So that's some issues that I've been having with Place Anywhere trying to use it up here. Uh, I was just thinking about it a little bit ago. I should have just put stairs straight up to here so that I could walk back and forth if I needed to, because I fall off a bunch. I've already fallen off a couple times in this video. And then I need to figure out a way to get up there. I thought about putting, yeah, right there you could see I was trying to put a shack bridge over on top of that thing, on top of that like AC unit or whatever that thing is. But I just grab another shack bridge, and what I end up doing is I place it in this gap so there's a little bit of walking space back here. And then to let them get up to that um, fire escape, that's what that's called. Uh, I add a little smaller ladder, not ladder, stairs. I wish that there was ladders in this game. That would be fantastic. I would love that. I would love to be able to have ladders and stuff like that. And this is a really simple thing that I'm doing right here. I just place in some walls in the back because you can see it clips through that window and everything like that. I didn't like the way that that looks. And even after this clip, I fixed this later during decoration because I realized that I didn't leave a whole lot of room. It's literally like the size of a quarter piece, and you can't really place anything in there. And I just move it back till it's like about to clip through the window and barely covers it up. It leaves me enough room to add a bed like on the side instead of like being straight across. But right here, all I was doing is I added the two like half walls or whatever. Right here, I'm trying to make sure that I can see where the roof actually is. I'm trying to make sure it's not clipping too much on the right side or too much or too far on the left, leaving a gap on the right. And then to fill in the middle to make it look a little less like repeated textures or anything like that, make it look a little bit more interesting, I grabbed this last wall. I was going to turn it around, and then I was like, oh, the place anywhere tool is on this side. So that's the reason I was going to turn it around, is because that wooden post across the top. Now I'm just trying to make sure that they don't look like two posts. I'm trying to make it look like there's kind of one post all the way across. And yeah, here's the final tour. And like I said, it's nothing crazy. And also, I ended up adding two sets of steps at the very top of the fire escape to let myself on top of the roof. And I just added a fence across the side so that it'd be a little harder to fall off. But it's nothing insane. This build wasn't huge or anything like that. But it does add a little bit to the settlement. It makes it look a little bit cooler. I added some more railings on this side so that it's a little harder to fall off because this is kind of a dangerous area. And the higher you get in the settlement, like the more dangerous it is. But yeah, like right there, that's a really dangerous bit. Like right outside of their door is just a drop. And all I did was add a bed and a couple boxes and stuff, which I've done in every house. I pretty much every house decoration in this settlement has been a chair, a bed, some sort of container, and a table with some sort of light, either a lantern or a candle, because I want it to be really low tech kind of area over here. That's why everybody's got candles and lanterns. But and then this little overhang, I added just a bed and a little crate with a lantern on it. And we go up here, you can see, you got a good view over the settlement from up here. Probably could add like a guard up here or something like that. Then we go into the fire escape. You can see it's pretty easy to climb up here actually. I hope that the settlers will actually walk this path. I don't know if they'll actually walk up the fire escape and stuff, but I hope that they kind of like just teleport up here whenever I spawn in here, or if I like fast travel here or whatever. I hope that they're just up here farming and stuff. So that'd be cool. I do fix the clipping pieces on the left right there. I fixed those after the fact. That's why I kind of didn't really look at them for very long, because I noticed that they were clipping afterwards. Because when I placed that, I was really having a hard time doing it from up there, because that's like the settlement like limit right there. It won't let me go any farther left, so I had a hard time with that. But we just go back down, and you guys can see it again from the bottom. But hopefully you guys liked this. I know it's not really a whole lot, but I think it does add a little bit to the settlement, makes it a little bit more interesting. Uh, Especially with the farms up on the roof. I think that that's pretty cool. But let me know what you guys think of this build. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see me build here. I do have an idea for like a bar or something like that. Then some like defenses and stuff. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's anything you guys would like to see me build here. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.